So today on Project Shop, we got Dakota over here, and he's going to be sorting through some scrap that I picked up from a buddy of his, actually, and some scrap that we had in here. We picked up a bunch of aluminum, electric motors, and just a bunch of random stuff. I guess they're cleaning out their yard. So he's going to basically empty this out. Any of the cast aluminum that can just go is going to go right in this bin. And then we're gonna we got, oh, here, let me show you. We got some big, not big, but some nice generator stators, and there's a couple rotors down in here, and we got a bunch of little some copper wire, and just a bunch of stuff, small ones of those things I'm doing in that other video. So he's going to sort all this stuff out, get all the stuff that needs to be processed, and then we're going to start splitting motors. I still got some motors up on the table from the other day, so we'll split that. And with the copper, I think I bought 70 pounds of copper from this dude. So hopefully by the end of the day, we should be able to pull close to $1,000 in copper. We pulled 200 pounds. We need like 250 pounds of copper. I don't know if we have 250 pounds, but we're sure going to try to get there. And we'll scrounge around through some of these bins, because we're going to have a cook-off later at some point. Oh, there be some nuggets, man. It's like a treasure hunt out here, man. You know, we'll start going through some of these bins maybe later. Once I finish up what I'm doing, I'll bring the forklift over, grab one of these bins, we'll throw it up by the table, and then we'll just tag team it and blow through them, man. There's just scrap everywhere, and I got to get this, you know, cleaned up. There's just so much going on, man. But we're doing what we can, a little bit at a time, every day. Alright, we're back at it. It's gotten dark on us. It's after dinner. Dakota over here offloaded the trailer pretty much. Got a pile of scrap he's going through. Got a couple compressors we're going to cut here in a minute. What we're going to do is get all the motors prepped. I'm just going to prep a bunch of stuff. All those transformers, all the motors. And we're just going to do a big old copper split and pull. And try to fill out our... we did another video earlier pulling out all the copper from them big rotors. Got a nice chunk of number 2, and we're looking for $1,000 in copper. Are we going to get it? I don't know, but we need to weigh this up real quick, see where we're at, and then figure out where we're going to find all the rest of this copper. I'm going to pull that right now as soon as I get the thing set up, and we'll get that out of the way. And then what we're going to do is, once we kind of get going and clear this pile, I'm going to back the trailer down in here. I'm going to load up the big tote full of aluminum. We got another tote full of aluminum on the trailer already, and I'll show you exactly what we got. He's over here cleaning some extrusions right now. Got some heavy extrusions. We got aluminum rads, copper rads, just a bunch of random stuff. And yeah, hopefully we'll get a little bit of this cleaned up. I don't know how far we'll get, but we definitely got to get the trailer loaded. I got to head to Miami tomorrow for sure. So whatever we can get on there tonight. I'm hoping for like a $2,000 ticket. I think we can easily get that. If we get $1,000 in copper, I'm pretty sure I can squeeze another $1,000 out of aluminum and all the other crap I have sitting around here. But only time will tell. Okay guys, it's actually the next day. Me and Dakota loaded down what we had ready, a bunch of random stuff here, and we still got a lot of copper that I didn't get to pull last night. We had to kind of change gears and sort some other things out and make sure that I was loaded up. I'm supposed to leave about an hour and a half ago, but I'm running late. But hey, we're gonna get on the road now and go sell some copper. I got some business to attend to in Miami, so might as well make a little bit of cash while we're down there. Hey Rusty. Hey buddy. What's up, dude? Let's say hi to old Rusty. Hey buddy. Good morning. Oh, what you got in your nose, man? Hey buddy. Hey buddy. Hey Mari. She's being a little problematic. She doesn't like, what do you got on your face? Oh, there's flies. We got fly spray coming for them. They're cool and everything, but, oh, Rusty, what's up, buddy? You okay? Huh? They, she don't like the halter. Rusty lets us put the halter on. Look at that sunrise out there. Probably not coming on camera as nice as I'm seeing it, but we got fog in the pasture. Man, it gets foggy out here. Real foggy sometimes. Oh, and we had the ag people come out and tell us what all this brown stuff is, and we're gonna have to treat. We're gonna have to start treating the areas. Might even put some hay down. They said put some hay down and let them you know, spread out and the hay will actually help kill it. I don't know, we'll have to see. If them animals knock down all my cones out there. And I'll tell you what, another thing. The weather is so much nicer than I thought it was going to be. I mean, I can almost say the weather is better up here. And I don't know if it's because it's like a little bit north, but it's not as hot and stagnant like South Florida as I thought. I thought being away from the ocean and that ocean breeze, you know, was going to be like sweltering out here in you know, the middle of the state, but it's been beautiful, and we've been having beautiful breezes. Now, I'm sure there's some times it's going to be freaking hot, but for the most part, I'm loving it.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Anyway, it's been a long day. Now we got a sunset going on. I had a very interesting experience in Miami today, which I'll show you here in a little bit.
Next morning.
Okay guys, I'm back at it. It's the next day. I had a long evening and a long drive, and I was just exhausted when I got back. Now, scrap wise, yesterday was kind of uneventful for purchasing scrap for a few different reasons. One got pushed off, and but I did wind up getting a 1500 watt double copper transformer. And then I finally got to meet up with the guy that's been messaging me about a pump that's similar to my pump right here. So I'm gonna do a little review on that. He was actually further south. Like, I went to Miami, then I went to my customer, which is further south than Miami, and then I went to him, which he was even further south. He was actually right down the road from where I sold that big V10 generator a couple months back. So that guy was absolutely awesome. I really I appreciate all of the subscribers, everybody that just, you know, everybody that just watches, likes, and mainly the people that make comments, but all of you guys that have sent me stuff in the past, man, I really appreciate it. And this guy, man, he really looked out for me. He wound up giving me this. These pumps are not cheap, especially these made in America ones. Now, these Chinese ones I use for the jaw, and this, they're kind of cheapies, you know, and you could tell the difference in the speed and the flow. That pump I've had, gosh, I can't even, I've probably had that pump for 8 years, and that thing has cracked probably, I couldn't even tell you, hundreds of thousands of transformers. Because when I got that, I was heavy. I mean, I was doing 80% transformers. That was my business. And it cracked them all. And I haven't done anything to that other than fill it up with oil. And this guy had contacted me. He said that he first tried to just give it to me, and then he wanted to trade me for one of my welding tables, but I kind of want the welding table. I got a use for it. So I offered to buy it from him, and he was like, no, man, just come get it when you're in the area. So I have to thank that guy. I don't know if he wants me to put his name out there. He also gave me some awesome avocados that he grows on his property, and gave me some good ideas. And the guy was just awesome. He had a shop. I could have spent days in there looking around this guy's shop. And he actually gave me, the guy who built, he used to build ice makers for yachts and stuff, boats. But he gave me this scrap. He's got a bunch of other scrap there. I should have offered to buy it all from him, but he said he goes to a yard not too far from General Metals. I've been going there for 60 years, he said, which is crazy. But he did give me some scrap, so I did come back with some copper. But more importantly, I came back with an awesome pump. And then he gave me this. Said to try this out. He says he puts these on the 4-inch grinder and runs them. Then he gave me a pair of snips because he said he saw me struggling with my red snips, which are, you know, I actually have a long pair of these somewhere, and the problem with these is they're made for tin, and I've been cutting wire with them, which is no problem, but the wire sometimes rolls because it's flexible and moved. It rolls in between the things and pushes it. But we're going to try it. As a matter of fact, we're going to try it right now. This is why I originally bought the original snips, was to get one cut on transformer wire, and actually these were really nice. See? Yeah. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. And then he gave me one more thing, which if you see in that video, I was using the air chisel to push the where's that rotor? Push the copper that was in that rotor. I was using the air chisel, but the chisel was sharp. And the whole time I'm thinking, man, I need something with a notch. So he gave me this so I can kind of, when I do, I mean, these obviously I'm going to pull with the ram here. But when I get into here, I can work, you know, work that stuff out of there. I'll probably be good for these too. Now these here, I have a little seal puller that I use, but this would probably work for that, to knock that out. I don't know. We'll definitely put everything the guy gave me to use, you know. So I want to unwrap this thing and kind of compare it to my one that I have there. That years ago I used to get pallets of LED lights, brand new LED lights. I would buy whole pallets of them for like 15 bucks a light, and then I would sell them for like 100 bucks a light or 120 bucks a light. That's actually where this light came from. I call it the Google Eye, right? That's actually got, man, I've been grinding. I must be grinding. It's like melted the plastic. These are pretty good. They're like first or second generation LEDs. I mean, they got to be eight years old by now. And I showed you in another video where I had gotten one of them back. Matter of fact, I still have one around here somewhere. I had sold these to a guy. Yeah, I know it's kind of dark in here, but I had sold pallets of these sport lighters to a guy, right? And he put them up, and they were up for 4 or 5 years, and then they, you know, they started going out or whatever, and they replaced them with some newer ones. And I bought them. I made money twice on them, man. I bought them back as scrap, and some of them were still working because he went and just replaced them all with a newer version. Okay, so now I just want to unwrap this, and we're going to plug it in. Now, this one's a little interesting because it has something that my one over there doesn't, and that's a third thing. Okay, so mine, the selector, you got neutral, and you got here and here. That one just has a thing blocking this off. It does have this, but it's blocked off. So I'm interested to see what that's about. Now I was going to call the manufacturer and ask them what that's for. I'm thinking maybe it's just for a pressure gauge or something, and maybe someone just stuck that on there. I don't know, but that's an expensive fitting. We might actually need that for some application. Okay, just trying to figure out. They're on and off. Oh, wow. I don't know if you can hear that, but I hear cracking in there. Oh. That just goes to show that this is a older version. I would assume it's an older version. There is slight differences. I'm gonna bring this other one over and we'll compare them. I wonder if this company is even still in business. You know, being that it's a American, you know, made thing, and not many things are even made in America anymore. Okay, so let's do a little quick comparison. Now, I could tell this is kind of older because it seems like older things like round curves and a little bit of finesse. Like, you see how they got the design into the cast? That's cast aluminum, it looks like. Whereas newer crap is just squared. It's like architecture, okay? And if you look at old architecture, everything's round and everything has beauty and finesse to it. And they want it to not only function good but look good. And then we have modern day boxes, like they build all of our homes, which just look like a bunch of modern day crap prison homes. Anyway, what we have here, they both have basically the same 1 1/8 horsepower, 1200 RPMs, 115 volts, 60-50 cycles, 20 amps. Basically the exact same tag here. This one's got a little bit more abuse to it, as you can tell by the big dent and the amount of paint that's not there. And then we have Precision Hydraulics Division, Autowonian, I don't know what that is, tool company. It's in Minnesota, USA. This has a patent. Wow. It shows you how many patents went from this one to this one. This is 305-3186, 3053-186. Are we missing a number? Oh no, there's just a comma on this. So 301435. There's no date. Series OY26. And then this is it's got a catalog number. .101. They're both 10,000 psi. It's got a stamp there. They both use the same thing here. It looks like the plates down here are pretty much the same. They both have this doohickey, which that might be something to do with pressure. I don't know. I actually should take this apart and clean it. The differences, there are certain differences here. This bottom plate here has been changed out to just one with a slot. Okay, that's the only real difference that I can see. They both have a jog, which you'll see me all the time when I'm lifting this thing up and down. I like to jog it. Or it has a run function where it'll just run continuously, which, here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking, now I don't know if this is a 2-speed, being that this is older. We're gonna have to find out. This is a 2-speed 10,000, so this goes really fast, and then once you start hitting a certain PSI, it kicks in the low gear. I'm hoping it's the same. I mean, it's literally got the same valve in. Now here's the difference here, is this one's capped off. This one has a thing on it. I don't know why. And the only thing I can think of is that's where you would read your pressure. Or would that be a dump back the tank? That might be a return back the tank. I'd really like to look this up and find out. Because here's what I'm thinking. If I could get a spool valve, I think I can run this with this function that way, where it's just putting feed here, right? Well, I guess that opens up this one, so we wouldn't need that one. I don't know. I got to think about this. I got to really figure out what that is. Either way, if I had a spool valve, I could run this wide open, just put it on run, okay? And then that'll go through the spool valve, and I can run the direction back and forth, and it would dump it back to tank. And then I can use this for that. If it pumps fast, like this one pumps way faster than that other one there, I can gain some momentum here. But I got to be careful because that's not 10,000 psi. But I might, if I can figure out if that has something to do with the pressure. Somehow you're supposed to be able to adjust the pressure on this. Internal safety valve setting. So there's a setting in there with a safety valve. I can probably adjust that valve, back it down to like 3,500 psi. You know, it'll just bypass inside it, you know, after that. And we won't have to worry about blowing seals on that ram. And we can use this pump. But still, yet again, this pump is not going to give us the gallons per minute, the flow that we need. But it's going to be faster than that. Interesting. Well, either way, I mean, I don't do a lot of, I don't do a lot of transformers anymore, so I could just put that over there on the transformer press. I don't know. It's nice to have a backup pump though, but we need to plug this in and see if it's actually building pressure. And I do have, you know what I do have? Is the lines I put on my other jaw. I got brand new hoses like this exact hose, which is only 5,800 psi rating. I don't know why the guy sold me that. He said, oh, it's good for 10,000. It's been on here. Now you can see I have it on the pullback side, and I have an actual, this is an actual 10,000 psi max on the pressure side. So even with my transformer press, I always had the proper hose, and then this one is always just on the return, or the one I really don't use. But I have two 10-foot lengths of this that I could use with this potentially to hook to that. We got options. Either way, man, I just want to thank the guy. That just, it's, you know, I don't even have the words, man, that people, not just like him, but all you guys that have sent me stuff. I really do appreciate it, man. I you know, sometimes like I got so much going on. You know, there's always like, yeah, I got the budget thing, so I can't just go out and spend, you know, $5,000 on all the hydraulics I need, because I'm, you know, I have multiple things that need to be done, you know, before I get there. So having an extra pump, yes, is definitely going to help. I'm not going to have to, this one here is probably just going to be dedicated right here to the 100-ton for now. You know, so what we're going to do now is let's plug this thing in, see if it actually turns on. Now, I am worried about this line. Oh, that's another thing I want to show you. So on mine, you know, they have this line coming out and this on and off. It's just a momentary switch, basically just like the jog switch here. This is actually a cool toggle switch, run or jog. That's pretty cool. I always like that function. On mine, I don't remember what this originally had. It had something similar to that, but originally, and this is how I used to operate my press, originally, this pump actually did that, and that's what I'm talking about, this American-made stuff. This pump used to do double duty. I think in my earlier videos, you can actually see that me and another guy were sharing this pump. So as I was cracking the transformers, you know, I would run this one, and this thing would be in between us, you know, and I would run it, and then when I was cycling the machine, meaning taking the transformer out, putting the new one in, he would switch over, run his button. This pump was running both of those machines, and I was still able to do 5 a minute, you know, because his operation, the second operation, was so much faster. And then I wind up buying a single acting pump dedicated for that press. It's just got one line, single acting with a foot pedal, you know, so now your hands free, you're not pushing a button and holding the thing. It definitely was a game changer. Not as fast as this pump, but the fact that I mean, it was fast enough, right? But the fact that now they didn't have to wait at any point. They had their own thing. That was a game changer right there. And this is going to be a game changer because I could just get one hose and I can leave this over there, or I could put it over here and put it to work. And then the only problem with this machine is I'm not going to be able to use a foot pedal unless I get an electronic spool valve, which I don't even know how any of that would work. I really got to look into that. Oh, but what I was saying is, originally I put this really long cord on here to get myself away from the press if I needed to go hide. You know, if I was doing something sketchy, which tends to happen around here. But then I put this junction box together. And I have a foot pedal, so most of the time I'm operating this with the foot pedal. I do have the option to operate it with the thing here, or I can just operate it right here at the machine. So yeah, we got all kinds of stuff going on, which is awesome. Oh, wow. That works. And this thing sounds nice, man. It sounds like it's got some spry to it, like it ain't been worn out like this other one. Let's just see if it builds pressure. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, it works. Definitely built some pressure there. And yeah, I'm super stoked, man. Whether or not I dedicate this to that or I plug it in, I think if I put a foot pedal on here, right, and even if it's not a toggle back and forth, even if it's just a turn on and I'm still manually putting this back and forth, I think this pump would probably be faster than the one that I use for the jaw and this. So I might take this, put some hoses on it, and see how fast I can get that to travel with it. I don't know. I just hate to put this over there on the transformer press because I really don't use it that much. But when I do go to use that, I'm not going to have to break this down. This is going to actually, now that I have, I don't have to move this, I'm probably going to mount this thing right here. It's going to be easier for me to hit the valve here than to reach over there. So, and then I can, well, what I'm going to have to do is get some 90 degrees to tighten these up, because I don't want the hoses. It'd be better if the hoses were on the backside, but the problem is, if I'm loading big motors, I can't have the hydraulics out here. Now this this cylinder has 4 bolt holes, and it's actually bolted to this plate. Is it bolted there? How the hell is that in there? Oh yeah, it is. I drilled the holes. That's right. It's bolted to that plate, which will actually slide back and forth up in there, but it's got to stay there. I could almost. Now the best thing to do is leave it like this and just 90 it probably that way and loop the hoses up around. You know, keep the hoses up and safe. And I have some burlap somewhere I need to coat these with. So we're right here, you know, my face is right here, and I don't need these exploding, you know. But we are gonna have to I'm gonna have to order the proper hoses. We can't be running these. I mean, the hydraulic guy, he charged me a lot of money for this. 5,800 psi. And I told him I needed 10,000 psi hoses. And he goes, "Oh no, that's good. That'll work." I'm like, but it says 5,800 on it, you know. And I was in a rush, so I just like, you know what, whatever, dude. I'm taking it, but I'm never gonna go back there again. So let me think about what I'm gonna do here. I am excited about the fact that I can mount this permanently. And who knows, maybe I'll put this one on there, since this one's a little more fresh, it seems. Because I can't imagine this thing being used as much as this. Like, the fact that I haven't had no real issues. I think the only issue I ever had was with this. And I thought I had to reseal it. But I literally just took it apart one day and cleaned it and put it all back together, and it worked fine. This thing has been pushed back and forth. I'm surprised that detent in there is still. This one's a little more prominent. You know, this one's a little more worn in. But this thing has been slapped back and forth hundreds of thousands of times. I'm telling you, man. Like, for years, this thing was just doing, you know, hundreds and hundreds of transformers a week, if not thousands a week, man. So, yeah. And I'm still using it, like, up and down, up and down. But I'm going to look into, well, I don't know if they make a spool valve for 10,000 PSI. I got to look into all this. We got a lot of hydraulics to look into. By the time we're done, we're going to be like hydraulic masters, okay? And I am going to round up my pumps, my other reservoir. I have a 3-phase pump that's pretty much ready to go. I just need a spool valve, probably a hydraulic cooler, which I might have, and hoses, you know? So I'm going to start putting together a list, but I just want to thank the dude that gave this to me. I really appreciate it. Nice dude. I mean, just a good old boy, you know. And man, I could spend days there talking to him and walking through his shop. Oh, he had a press. As soon as I seen it, man, I asked him. I'm like, "Hey, man, is this custom?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a tool guy, you know." And he had an awesome press where he had, basically, it was a mini press, but the beams came out the side, right? And then he had the cylinder, which could be swapped back from this side. He didn't have like a trolley like this, but it basically had, it had something similar where he could put the press, the cylinder moved around. That's what it was. He could take his cylinder from here and put it on the outside. I mean, that cylinder there weighs almost 100 pounds by itself. And I didn't know I had that plugged in. Let me go turn that off. Anyway, it was really fascinating, and it reminded me of my first press that I built for pushing out the cores of the transformer. It was just two pieces sticking out and a cylinder, almost like a C. But it was like, if I were to build a press like this, that is something that, you know, if you had a big weird object, a lot of times you can't even get it in the press, and that's what these holes are for. But if you had your beams coming out, man, you could stick as big as a piece of material you want in there and do whatever. I mean, as long as it was, you know, within. It basically just made it more versatile, which I absolutely loved, you know? I loved seeing that. And I think he said he had it made like that, you know? Because I'd never seen one. I was super impressed with it, man. Just, you know, like I said, man, overall awesome guy. I mean, anybody that gives me tools, I got a lot of respect for you, and I appreciate it, man. It's definitely going to a good home. It's going to be used. It's going to help my operation, you know. And unfortunately, it's not going to be put into production on transformers because it's just not there, but it will be put into production over here doing something, whether I'm running the hydraulic cylinder here or another set of cylinders over here. Yeah, we're gonna use it. And I might do a test. I mean, if this is a little more spry, we might use this one. I might just go ahead and mount this to the press and swap the hoses off and give this one a little break, you know. So I'm super stoked about this. I can't thank that guy enough for this, the grinder, the snips, the air chisel bit, you know, this stuff here. I mean, just little things like this that probably don't, you know, seem like they're really that much compared to like this. But yeah, this helps, man. Now, wear safety goggles. Okay. So yeah, we're definitely going to put this to use. He says he puts it on his 4-inch grinder, so maybe that's what I'll do. And we're going to run it, man. We're going to run some scrap. So I'm going to go ahead and get this cleaned up, get the table sorted so I can actually finish processing this stuff on here. Maybe I'll swap these hoses and we'll run this pump. I think that's what I'm going to do, man. Since we're going to be splitting and I'm going to be cycling this back and forth, we're going to try this out. So stay tuned for the next video and see how this thing does, man. We're gonna run it, and if it does good, then we're gonna dedicate. That's what we're gonna do. If it does good, we're gonna dedicate this thing to this press. Probably gonna clean it up real quick before I start, just to freshen it up. And I will. Okay, so one thing I'm gonna have to do is get a foot pedal for this thing, because that definitely needs a foot pedal. So what I think I can do is, I have a whole bunch, since I used a bunch of basically SO extension cord to do this, I have a whole bunch of twist lock, and I actually used to do this before on my crane. I have a whole bunch of twist lock 4-prong like 220, 480 or 3-phase twist lock plugs. I'm probably going to cut this and put a twist lock on it, and then I'm going to have to open up this and rewire it and put a bigger cable coming out, and then have the twist lock so I can swap my foot pedal back and forth for now, unless I can find another foot pedal. I thought I had another one, but I think I do have another foot pedal. Stay tuned. We're definitely going to put this thing to use. Give this guy a shout out. His name is Bill. I can at least just give his name. Give Bill a shout out. Tell him thank you. I definitely appreciate it. You know, I appreciate it so much. You know, I mean, for someone just to give you something like this, that's awesome. Oh, that's what I was rambling on about earlier. I traded this. I was talking about LEDs earlier. I traded this for some LEDs. 6 of them to be exact. So basically, I paid 15 bucks a piece, maybe 120 bucks. And then, you know, he wanted LEDs, which were, to me, worth about 100 a piece, so 600 bucks. That's what I traded this for. That's what I forgot to, I was rambling on about earlier, LEDs. Anyway, oh, and I'm going to swap that dude out a piece of metal. Next time I'm down in that area, he asked me for a piece of metal to fix some of his things. So I got exactly what he needs. So I will be returning the favor. And I have something that he might like. That he sells tools on eBay, like antique tools. So I have something around here that I think he might like. So next time I'm down there, I'm going to kind of return the favor. So anyway, you guys, I know there wasn't much scrapping going on in this video. It was kind of all over the place. But as you know, sometimes I start a video and things change. But I definitely wanted to show this. Definitely wanted to thank the guy. And you'll be seeing this thing operating here in the next video, because I'm going to go ahead and put this right to work on here. Might even make a mount for it so it's more permanent. Oh, before we go, I'd just like to show you this. He also gave me another hammer, a Heller. Never heard of that before. But it's my favorite type of hammer, man. And that's got a good weight to it. That steel feels solid. The wooden handle, I don't think it's going to last very long around here, but we are going to put this thing to use. And he said that when I break the handle, bring him back the thing, and he'll you know, hook me up with a new handle. So like I said, the guy was awesome. Give the dude a shout out, and you know, thank him. He really he's looking out for the channel, and just an overall nice guy. You just have to stay tuned and see. So if it comes far, thanks for watching. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard.